Alright, I'm Lee, welcome back to the channel. Today we've not got to fix it for reselling, we've got my wife's Lavazza coffee machine that needs a good clean down really. But the problem we've got with this is this button doesn't always work. You have to really fiddle around with it sometimes to get it on. It's just got worse, and now I just can't get the light to come on. When you do get it to come on, it will then button will work first time and make the coffee. But yeah, I'm not sure whether it's got any crust or something on it, so we're going to take this apart, see if we can get this button working, see if it's just the button or see if it's anything else. Let's get this apart, see if we can fix it. Right, just giving it a little quick wipe over. We're going to get water everywhere. Yeah, right underneath, just looks like we've got some little clips under here. Yeah, we've got a couple of screws at the back. Find out in a minute if we need to undo them. Let's see if these clips just enable us to get the sides off or something. We only need to get into the top part really. I wonder if those screws on that arm are going to be holding this on or whether it's just going to slide back. Not sure whether these screws in here are going to need undoing or not. Let's undo them anyway. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, it's definitely going to come away from that now. Looks like it should split at the back of here. See, it's got these little clips that are going underneath there, so it's a case of just wiggling them out, I think. I think they've made this so you can't get into it. Oh, I do not want you to get in this. Alright, got the top off. So it looks like you probably don't have to undo this bottom piece. I think you may be able to get a way of undoing the clips on the top and pulling this out. Here we have our button underneath here, which could be the culprit. So I think we'll take that off and give that a proper good old clean. So we've just got a couple of Torx bits in there, Torx screws. Let's see what size it is. T9. Most probably, yeah, T9 will do. You know, this could all be clogged up with, you know, steam and anything. It's by the, this is usually by the kettle, so, you know, the switch could get dirty, I suppose. There we have it. I've been pouring alcohol down there, which obviously isn't going to do anything because it can't get past that plastic cover. Just got a little clip holding that button on underneath here. Push that in, we can pop that button off of that. So our actual little button's down inside there. So you've got a couple of clips holding this plastic piece in. Push them out of the way. Oh, there we have it. There is our button. So let's have a test, see if that button's working first properly. Right, so I'm just going to take my multimeter and put it in continuity mode. So when I touch the prongs together, it beeps at me. So let's see if we can work out if this button's working. Let's try these two pins. Oh, they're connected already. So let's try those two at the top. I know they're connected already, so let's go try diagonal then, is it? Or is it the top two? So it's hard to hold them on and press the button. So that button actually seems to be working fine. Pressing that button is okay. Yeah, either of the diagonals, that seems to be fine. The mystery thickens. Let's quickly plug it in. Try not to touch anything. You see the light flash there to say it's plugged in. Yeah, press the button now and that is flashing to say it's working. Let me unplug that. Plug it back in again, press the button again, and that is saying it's working okay. So have I dislodged anything doing this? Right, we're all unplugged again now anyway. Everything looks okay and connected. Nothing seems to be loose. Yes, that's a very odd one. Very odd indeed. See, it was flashing before whenever we plugged it in. Oh, there you go, see, that's now it works. Wasn't working and then it works. What is that? Why are you doing that? See, pressed it, didn't work. Pressed it. Then that works. Unplug it. Plug it back in. That works straight away. It's staying on now because it thinks it's ready. So is there something wrong with this button? Can we pop it off? It is soldered down on this pin here, but we might just be able to lever these little bit of the side there, little clip on the side. See there, see if we can lever this up. See if we can just get into this button. Be careful of any springs that are going to fly out on you. A bit awkward to get into the other side of this. Let's try and do this side first. As that side popped up. The other side popped up. So we've got a little rubber over the button. Let's keep that safe. Then we've got our little metal contact plate in there. Can we just lift that out? See if I can just tip that out up that way. So there we go, that's a little metal plate out there, which doesn't look too bad on the bottom of it. There is a little bit of crud on there, so we can give that a clean up. And then obviously we've got inside our button there, which again has got a little bit of crud on there, so let's try and carefully clean these up. So I'm just going to use a bit of IPA. Just try and rub the top of that, give it a clean, it looks shiny. And then our little button in here, just with the same brush, just going to swizzle that around in there. So that is looking cleaner. Let's get a little scratch up, because that button is going to be touching. It's going to be connecting with the outside pins on here. Yeah, so that button is basically sitting on these two outer connectors there and there. And then when you press it, it obviously touches the middle one, connects the two up, and completes the circuit. So all these need to be pretty clean. So just give them a rub with the ends of the tweezers just to scrape anything off that's on there. Back in with our cotton bud and IPA. Now we'll try and put it back together without losing anything. But you can see how shiny that is now. That is pretty clean. Oh, but actually, isn't it? It's the underneath, isn't it? The underneath we want clean, and that's a bit filthy. Put it down here. So that we need to clean that as well, because that is the side that's making contact. I'll just use the other side of my cotton bud, and we'll just give this a rub. Have to hold it down with my tweezers. Oh, so it's definitely a bit cleaner on the inside as well. Still looks like there's a little discoloured part in there, but give that a little rub with the end of the tweezers. Just want to try and get that spotless really. Right, that's not too bad. So let's try and drop this. Drop that back into there. That's good. Our rubber button back in there. Or plastic button, should I say. Right, and now just push that lid back over it. Still clicking. Let's plug it back in. So we've got our light flashing, and it's working first time again. I think that's it. I think that's all I can do for now. I think it is just that dirty button. We've cleaned it all out. Let's try and get this back together, see if it works properly. So we'll just clip the cover back on here. Got our button. We'll just clear out the muck that's got down in here, just so it's not going to get in the machine anywhere. That all look good. All seems to be fine. So let's get this back on. Get this back on, back together. Oh, that all seems good. So we didn't need to undo the handle. Let's try and clip all this back in now. Let's give some of this stuff a wipe that we're never going to be able to get there again. So those two have to go down into there. Right, so we probably didn't need to pop open all these side pieces. Now we've got to try and get these back together. That's that in, that's that in. Goes back together a lot easier than when it came apart. A lot of water around the place. Two little ones back in the bottom. And that should be that. A little bit of water spillage to clean up. But let's go and get the water in a cup and we'll see if it will just flow some water through. Right, so we've got our mug, got our water. Let's put that on there. Do it on here, can make sure we haven't got any water leaking out everywhere. Right, plug it in. The light has come on. Stick our cup under there. So press the button once just to turn it on. The light flashes. Then it should stop. And once it's stopped, it's ready to go. See the steam coming out here. Is the water still coming out? No, if I got that back in the right place. Oh, there we go, that's back together. Maybe that wasn't quite. I'll try again, at least the button's working. That's better. Pumping some water out now. Hopefully you can see it. So something wasn't quite connected down there. But there we go, should be able to stop it. Should be able to start it. Stop it. So button seems to be working fine. There we go. It's a bit yellowy and bits in it, but it's due a clean out. So this is just flushing the pipes out, getting the coffee out the pipes. It's only really mainly up in this bit where the coffee pod goes. That's it, that seems to be working every time now. Start, stop. Start, stop. Right, so that is that fixed. Flashes faster when you've done it 5 times to tell you to empty the case that, or empty the bottom that holds all the cartridges once they're spent, which is a clever idea. That's it, simple fix. Another dirty button. I seem to be having lots of dirty buttons and controls lately, but we'll see how long this one lasts. But that's good for now. You know, how many people would chuck a machine out of this when your button stops working and you can't get your coffee machine to turn on? Most people will pick this up and fling it out the window, or just put it in the bin. But it's a simple button cleaning. It's awkward to get into, yes. You know, it saves the machine from going in the bin. It's just a simple button clean. If more and more people knew how to just clean buttons up, less and less of these machines will just be like thrown away and then, you know, go and waste your money on a new one. There's nothing wrong with most of the machines that get thrown out. It's just dirty contacts. But anyway, hope you like this video. Leave me a comment. Please subscribe, give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one.